Welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel, everyone. This is Rich making another video on XRP today, as usual. So wherever you are in this vast planet, I hope you're all having a nice day today. We are going to discuss XRP. Here is the 1 month chart once more. Right now, the price is $2.84. XRP is currently declining along with the market as a whole. And typically, when you notice this downward trend in XRP, a complete reversal occurs and we begin to break out. Additionally, the 1 month chart suggests a potential double bottom bounce. I sincerely hope that comes to pass. Everyone gets excited when the market is doing well, you know. We're so back, they say. We had been waiting for this. It's always interesting to observe what transpires over a few days. Do you recall the time we began our move back up here? This is the moment we've been waiting for all seasons here, everyone said. However, you could observe that the market shifted in the opposite direction. The reason for this is because no one could declare this market to be 100%. Everyone is speculating, and occasionally someone gets it right. Right now though, all I can hope for is a turnaround. Take a look at Bitcoin, which is less than $113K. Everyone is still shouting for a Bitcoin worth $250,000. That doesn't seem likely to occur. To be honest, I don't think Bitcoin will reach $150K. But as soon as they start making money, any individual Bitcoin investor should sell. Because, like it usually does, Bitcoin is going to crash, and you don't want to spend another 4 years stuck in it. And because of this, today is likely to be quite volatile. Powell's big address will be watched closely. Today, Fed Chair Jerome Powell will give a significant Jackson Hole speech. He will discuss tariffs, the Fed's future course of action, and the state of the US economy. Despite being under pressure to lower interest rates, the markets will be keenly observing. Therefore, if he indicates a rate cut, that breakout will start right now. However, we may fall further lower if he gives the impression that he will keep rates the same. The bear trap is over. Prepare yourself. The pump will arrive. Although I agree with it, I don't believe the bear trap has been broken. Not yet. Everything depends on Jerome Powell's remarks today. Additionally, it will be an indication that it's time to decrease rates if he is really bullish. This cycle may continue to be delayed till then. As holders of XRP, however, we are still awaiting the activation of several of those triggers. Greg, an analyst, has identified the $23 rally and bear market warning zone for the XRP wrote. Therefore, Greg believes that we might drop as low as $162. If we do so, I believe that we might even reach $2.65. After that, I believe we will begin to climb again. We won't go below $2, in my opinion. I sincerely hope that doesn't occur. I don't think that will ever happen. Although some people are selling off their XRP, a large number of people are still purchasing it because XRP futures set a new record by purchasing this dip. Just before its anniversary, on August 18th, they reached an all-time high in open interest with over 6,000 contracts. It's an obvious indication of the market's rising conviction. This is a positive indication for the future of the spot XRP ETFs. Given the current demand for XRP, you can predict what will happen in the upcoming months. The finish line is in sight, so even if the market looks awful today, you still make it through. For holders of XRP, the upcoming months will be extremely exciting. Bitcoin and Ethereum, worth hundreds of millions of dollars, are being sold by BlackRock. They're probably getting ready for the XRP ETF. What are your thoughts? This is presumably unrelated to the spot XRP ETF, though. Furthermore, BlackRock is not selling this. These are BlackRock clients who are selling and maybe positioning themselves in other assets. We're not entirely sure, but when they're selling off in this way, it indicates that they're beginning to shift their finances. Who knows where smart money might be heading? The XRP ETFs might be the cause. Smoke is the source of this. Once XRP ETP receives trading approval, JP Morgan is actively issuing predictions on the expected capital inflows. They refer to it as assessing the XRP ETP opportunity. Now, take a look at this. Solana is also present, and the sums in question are in the billions. And they're acting quite conservatively, in my opinion. Their predictions are that XRP will be 6% of the market, worth $8.4 billion, or possibly 3% at $4.3 billion. In either case, the market cap multiplier means that it doesn't take a lot of money to affect the price of XRP, therefore that money will move the price of XRP. Thus, XRP can rise way above $20 only from this. I've even seen others claim that XRP might rise above $50 if the market cap multiplier is bigger than we anticipate when the money comes in. However, the fact that JP Morgan is doing this analysis shows that they are keeping a careful eye on this market. You are aware that they have high hopes for Solana and XRP. The future is going to be insane. XDAO founder projects that if BNB reaches $3,300, the price of XRP will rise. Why is it important if a different cryptocurrency reaches this or that price point? For XRP, it's really different. They constantly attempt to persuade you that in order for XRP to reach this price, Bitcoin must first reach this one. Similar to this, they anticipate an XRP of $8.50 to $9. Additionally, Alex Cobb is quoted in the same piece as stating that XRP may already be trading between $50 and $99 by December. For this cycle, some people are forecasting $250 per XRP. Even the most conservative individuals continue to forecast $25 or more. The Bitcoin maxis are also forecasting $20 or more per XRP. What these other coins do is irrelevant. Whatever Bitcoin does, it makes no difference. Whatever Ethereum accomplishes, it makes no difference. What important is what XRP does, as it consistently tends to perform the opposite of what is predicted. Thus, consider it this way. The price of XRP might likely quadruple if they're forecasting $850 to $9. Gordon is the source of this. This year, Bitcoin will soar over 150K. Ethereum is expected to reach a new all-time high of between 8,000 and 10,000. Alts will go into overdrive. Save this to your bookmarks. And that's exactly what's going to happen. The cycle of Bitcoin is still ongoing. It still has one more major move left until it collapses. Additionally, some claim that ETH won't even reach a new all-time high during this cycle. I believe it will. Actually, there's a good chance it will be between 8 and 10K, but the real shockers will be cryptocurrencies like XRP, Cardano, HBAR, XDC, XLM, and QNT. People will profit greatly from these utility-driven cryptocurrencies because the majority of them are already extremely inexpensive. These cryptocurrency prices aren't accurate. They need to be far more expensive already. Therefore, I believe that during this run, they will demonstrate their actual worth. Additionally, Brad Garlinghouse is still alive. Chris Fusillo spotted him yesterday. At a private event, he met Brad Garlinghouse and briefly discussed XKOVA Pay on Ripple. Since Brad hasn't posted anything on X, everyone is curious about his whereabouts, and I anticipate his next post. This piece is going to be extremely bullish. Who knows what they're secretly working on? By 2026, if XRP Ledger obtains 20% of the tokenized real-world assets, the price of XRP might rise to $134.50. I keep returning to our checks, which add between $30 trillion and $50 trillion in tangible assets to the XRP Ledger. The price of XRP will actually go higher the sooner that occurs. With all of the value added to the XRP Ledger, XRP would likely reach $589. It would undoubtedly bring it to that price point, perhaps much higher, I have to admit. However, because the XRP Ledger was designed for tokenization, I believe it will capture a significant amount of value in real-world assets. Ripple also offers a custody solution. For tokenized assets, they are a one-stop shop. So why would somebody move their assets to another location? Everything that the institutions are searching for is present in XRP Ledger. And like I mentioned at the start of this video, even if today might be a red day, the following green day will probably be just as thrilling.